Hey everybody, welcome to TJ Works Wood. If you're coming back to visit, welcome back. If you're a first time viewer, like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Leave some comments if you have any hopefully constructive criticism. But today, instead of a build, I'm going to be working on restoring this Craftsman Jointer. Best I can tell, it's from the early to mid 50s, 1950s. And I found it in my dad's shop. And he wasn't a woodworker. He did have some hand planes that I'll be restoring. A couple more down here. And he was more of a mechanic. He didn't really do a lot of woodworking. He did build a toy chest for me and my sister when we were younger. You know, nothing crazy. With a little bit of woodwork, I guess enough to have, basic woodworking tools, but this surprised me. I don't know. He passed away about a decade ago, so I'll never really know if he used it, if it was his dad's that got used. I don't know, but it's not in horrible shape. Is it in good shape? No. But horrible shape? No. This is definitely going to be something that we can restore. This is the sawdust just from sitting over here in the corner. So, like I said, it's from the early to mid 50s. It's a 4-inch joiner. Or excuse me. No, joiners, right? I almost said planer. The bearings seem to be, they rotate a little sticky, so I might replace those. It didn't have a motor whenever I found it. Wasn't connected to anything. I've got a couple motors from like an old table saw I found on the side of the road, and also an old pressure washer that the pump on it gave up the ghost. It's 30-something years old. So I've got that, but what I'm going to do is just start by taking this apart, and I'll move the camera in closer here, but I'm pretty excited. I've been wanting a joiner and then just randomly found this in my dad's shop. So I'm going to give it new life. I'm going to make it look good, clean it up, and yeah, join me. Let's see how this works. I don't know where to start. All right, let's start by, let's see, what do we got here? I watched a couple of videos on this specific model on YouTube. Maybe you've heard of it. I don't know. Come on now. So we'll get all this stuff cleaned up. Yeah, this is real interesting. I'm excited about this. Let's see here. Whew, plenty of sawdust. So we've got a few dirt dauber nests. These are always cool to look inside. I don't know. Maybe that's just the country bumpkin in me. Clean these up. Get something to kind of poke at that. Ready. Dirt dabba, dirt dabba, dirt dabba. I'm not even gonna mess around. Going straight for it. Gonna hit some of these. So you're not getting too much of a look here, but yeah, a little bit of a mess. We'll let this penetrating fluid sit. Oh, there's a big old spider in there. Sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to ruin your day like that. Okay, so let's see. What do we want to get rid of first? Get rid of this guy. All right, so we've got this 70-year-old Craftsman. It's all imperial, or not metric. dang it. Okay. That's that way. Ooh, I see. I see. Learn something new. Okay. Now all of these appear to be the same length. So I'm just guessing here, and you guys probably already know this, but I'm gonna guess that these are to help set the planer top, or the in and out feeding table for this. Is it an in-feed table? I don't know. All right, let's see. Something's attached still. Or no. Okay, help me out here. What's still? Oh, I see. Ah, okay, okay. All right, that off. It's kind of an interesting way to do things. Just pull it apart, see what happens. All right, so got that off. I've seen worse. I've seen better. Wonder where that spider went. Oh, there he is. Anyway, yeah. So there we go. All right, so I'm excited about this. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, wait. Oh. That's broken. So you can see here, let's see if I can do this. So it looks like we've got a little bit of a break here. Not sure how detrimental that'll be to the operation once it's completed, but I mean, I don't know. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out. So this just comes out. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to. Oh man, this is too cool. Okay, so I'm going to get a container, put all the bolts and whatnot in. No, it'll do. Okay, so all this stuff going in here. All right, so now I want to keep this number plate here. I don't know if it's going to be forward or backwards, but it's model number 103.23340, which is what I looked up to determine its age. And I believe that it was, if memory serves, I believe it was from the early 50s, early to mid 50s. And put these in here. These, you know what? For now, we'll leave these all together. Take this bad boy apart. Oh, look at this. I'll have to fix that. The indicator got bent back, so I'll fix that later. Well, that's a bummer. Oh well. We can make something. I was hoping not to use any new parts, but so here's another serial number. Oh man. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to look up what these all stand for, but right here, 29218-103, and this is a 103 number as well. So I don't know if those are related. And then there's something here. Some tiny little screws, some sort of number plate, and then there's another one right here, and those are little rivets. That looks like an H. An H. I don't know. I'll clean all this up. I'm hesitant to take these out though, just because they're super small and I don't want to damage anything. Of the entire disassembly, the fence was the hardest to get apart. This is the slide that kind of adjusts the fence in and out, and I had to actually just muscle the clasp part apart because it was just pretty much seized in there. It didn't damage any of the metal while taking it apart, but you know, I did damage something else. So if you want to see something really stupid, you're in for a treat. Here you go. Ow! That's why you don't do stupid stuff, guys. That's why you don't do stupid stuff. Ow, man, that really hurt. That was my fault. That was dumb. That was dumb. Stupid. Well, man, I disappointed in myself on that one, everybody. So don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, don't do most of the stuff I do, I guess. Probably good advice. I wanted to keep all the original parts for the build, but this pulley I could not get off. I couldn't find my pulley puller, so I just, used brute force and got it off. But it kind of looked aftermarket, so I wasn't too worried about it. But once it got all bent out of shape, literally, it said Craftsman on it. So it was a 70-year-old pulley that I destroyed, but that's okay. Not too worried about it.
I'll get a new one, and it'll work just fine. But it was a little disappointing that I had to go this route to get it off. But by any means necessary sometimes. Got to do what you got to do.
Okay, well that's it for tonight. Whew, okay. Okay, so we're gonna do this electrolysis, rust removal, whatever it's called. I just basically got this laptop adapter, power adapter, and stripped the ends. We've got this blue, which is, from what I can tell, the ground. I'm not by any means a uh, electrician or by any means know what I'm doing. So don't don't do this unless you're really comfortable with it. So what I'm going to do is set this up, and we're going to put unplugged. We're going to put the black and the white wire in. Keep them separated. All right. So I'm going to come over here, and they're separated, and they're in just regular old water. So we will. I'm doing this. I'm going to do this as safely as possible, so it's on off. We'll turn it on. Again, don't let them touch. Turn it on. And now this, typically black is your negative, but just to double check, you'll see the negative will put off bubbles. So we know now that black definitely negative, white positive, I guess. Thought white was typically neutral, but anyway. So yeah, so there you go. And we'll kill the power. Still bubbling. I don't know. I unplug it, and then yeah, then the next step is getting the solution made. So now what we're gonna do is strip the rust off this thing. We're gonna make a solution here of baking soda or just soda. I've heard that baking soda and just regular soda works. This is old baking soda, so it might have lost its potency. This is probably way too much, but that's fine. Let's fill it up the hose. All right, so got some old speaker wire that I've had for quite a while. So I'm just gonna get it, and oops, probably way too much, but that's okay. And we just need one strand. Wrap this guy. Make sure we got a nice contact. Okay, so I'll take this. I'm gonna put it in here. Like so. Uh-oh. Need a little bit more water. I thought we had enough, but we did not. Okay. So there's that. Then this other end. This off this end and pray. All right. So you can see it working already. All right, as you can see, it is sizzling. Okay, so just to be clear, doing all this stuff, I am not an electrician, not a scientist, not much of much. But if you're going to try this, do it at your own risk because I don't. This seems to be working, and I'm not electrocuted, but it's probably just out of sheer luck. But anyway, be safe if you're going to try this. If not, just wire brush it, whatever. Okay, now we wait. I don't know if I recorded this, but this is all the nuts and bolts and whatnot in here. And it's just been soaking in, what is that? Distilled white vinegar, 5% acidity. And yeah, it's been sitting in here all night, and you can kind of see it's still bubbling a little bit. Yeah, it's just kind of pulling some of the crud off there. And again, I'll wire brush these pieces. You know, kind of not so rusty, hopefully. But yeah, so we're using all sorts of different science to clean this thing up. Hopefully it works. Alright, so got all these bits. Back up, dog. Soaked in vinegar. Dogs, I love you. Go away. So now we're just going to clean these bits up.
I had planned on painting this knob, but as I brushed it off, turns out it was aluminum, so it was really shining up nicely. So I decided not to paint it and just keep it as is.
Look at that. Pretty pleased with that outcome. Was all grody like that. Huh. So yeah, like I said, I was going to paint it, but I don't.
I recorded me brushing every single little piece, but I'll spare you and not force you to watch that.
Alright. This off of there. And I'm just going to take this and put it in the driveway. Now what to do with all this nasty water? We'll see, I guess. And this is kind of the cool part. One of the cool parts is check out all the rust that's adhered to that. It's probably, yeah, it'll come off. But it's pretty cool. Science. So yeah, now I gotta figure out what to do with that.
I've got the cutter head, the fence, the infeed and outfeed table, and the blade guard all in the electro bath, as I will call it. But as you can notice, hitting this with the wire wheel, it's coming off so easy, all the rust and the paint that was left over, and it just cleaned up really nicely. I was very, very happy with the outcome. The other pieces, I did all the sanding on them off camera, and then later you'll see I did all the painting as well off camera. So you won't see any of that, but you will see the finished product. This is actually going to be a two-parter. So when you see the second part, you're going to see the reassembly and setting everything up. The shaft for the cutter head, as you can see, is pretty gnarly, and that spacer on the end just would not come off the actual end because the end was a little bit misshapen, which I think is one of the reasons that Pulley was having such a hard time coming off. But I did use 200 grit sandpaper and just put it in the drill press, and it cleaned up pretty nicely. That bearing is completely stuck on there. You'll see I try to just like hammer it off, and I hit some very technical difficulties, so I had to get the chuck pounded back onto the drill. But I just kind of lightly, again, hit it with the 220 sandpaper, smoothed it out, got the chunks that were of grime on there, got them sanded off. There was some pitting that wouldn't come off. I finally did get that bearing off with a socket and a hammer, but as you can see, it's pretty smooth and everything fits on pretty nicely. Now I'm just going to go ahead and tape up all of the holes, so when I paint it, there doesn't get a lot of paint in the threads or in just the holes. There's low tolerances, so I didn't want to put any paint anywhere where it didn't need to be.
Just doing a Rust-Oleum gloss sticks, just smoke gray, whatever.
As mentioned, I paint the base here. All the other pieces get painted off camera. Go ahead and like and subscribe and hit the bell, because this will be a two-parter, and by hitting the bell, you'll get a notification when it comes out. Thanks for watching.